Well, howdy, y'all. I haven't checked my channel to see if y'all been answering any of my questions. Just got done eating my breakfast at Burger King. Can't go out that way. Thank you for showing me ahead of time. I didn't want to go to the one in my hood because, like, I live in a nice part of town, but the one, well, I think it has a Brentwood address. I don't know if they call that Brentwood or what's going on there, but I just decided not to go to that one. I go to that one all the time. I wanted to see what other Burger Kings were out here. I forgot about this Burger King. I was in a car accident here last time I did Uber back in 23. I was coming out of there getting ready to do my trips, and I didn't know my car was coasting. We were stuck in traffic, and there was a sweet little old lady in front of me, and I didn't know my car was coasting. I'm in here fixing the stereo and the phone and that, and I bumped her in the back. I told you this before. And she was a very sweet lady. She looked at her car. She said, no problem. We pulled over. I gave her my information and everything anyway. Sweet white lady. And she says, well, it looks like it's fine, but yeah, you're right. We'll take your insurance information down and everything just in case. I always want people to know, you know, if something happens on the road, I'm a driver, okay? I'm a driver. Whatever else I ain't, I am a driver. I am legal, you know. If I hit you or you hit me or I cut you off by accident or whatever the case is, I'm a driver. We're not going to act like, you know. But anyway, here's my first question. If you are a person who gets up early in the morning like I do, now this is the earliest I've got up in 2 weeks. I got up at around about 6:50, and I got done getting ready at about like a little bit after 8. No, I take it back. 6:50, and I got done getting ready about like 7:30, quarter to 8, and then I came out here after I prayed and tried to upload some videos that I did on Facebook and YouTube, and then I came out here to what we call Castle Shannon. Cute little middle class to broke neighborhood. Nice white people out here, mostly white. There are some black people out here living in apartments and stuff, and they ain't housing. They ain't the ghetto. They ain't public housing. These are nice apartments by private owners and that. And so there's a bunch of black people out here living in apartments. I don't know if many of them own their homes though. But it's funny though, in the most wealthiest part of this part of Pennsylvania, which would be Cranberry, there are a lot of black people out there owning their homes. Amazing. Like, wow, okay. So you know times have changed. I'm sorry, times have changed. Black folks, times have changed. I'm sorry. But anyway, if you're like me where you got to get up early in the morning, you ain't got no time to be trying to eat something. I started to eat a hot dog because I bought a bunch of hot dogs the other day and some buns. And I said, you know what? This will last me in between doing all this stopping and going on the road. This will suffice. I ain't got to worry about where I'm going to eat every time I get ready to go home for the evening, you know. But you got to understand, you know, you do have to save money on food. And even if you feel like you don't, you're saving money if you're eating at home like you've been eating at home before you started doing Uber. You're saving money if you eat at home. Okay. So, my question to you is, if you are a person who has to get up and because you have an early start, you don't have time to fix yourself something to eat for breakfast, where do you go for breakfast? I know you ain't going out to something where classy every day. I know you ain't going to Eaton Park or Denny's or some classy restaurant every day unless you're doing this part-time and you're only doing this part-time and you already have a very successful business, and so you just have breakfast with all your friends every morning, or so many times a week that you drive before you go out here and do Uber, you go to the classy restaurant for breakfast. And but if you don't have it like that, I know you're doing what I'm doing. So my question to you is it Burger King, McDonald's, or Wendy's? Now I'll break it down for you, and just in case you don't notice, McDonald's steak and egg and cheese on a McMuffin, no, you know nothing is going to ever beat that. Okay. McDonald's hash browns. No, you're not. Their hash browns are actually pretty good hash browns. They're better. They're good. Okay. And when you order the big breakfast like the pancakes, nobody else does that. Like if you order a deluxe breakfast with the pancakes, the hash browns, the eggs and the sausage and the whole 9 yards. I hate to tell you, but nobody else is doing that. Okay, so McDonald's, for what they have been, the longest standing version of the longest standing version of fast food restaurants, what they have, nobody else has. Okay, but Burger King, to me, has the croissant sandwiches, like the one with the ham on it. Oh my God, that's real ham too. That's ham like you buy in the store. And they sizzle that up. Oh my goodness. And it's so soft. The ham, egg, and cheese croissant at Burger King ain't nothing gonna beat that. Ain't nothing gonna beat that. Okay, that is delicious. Now they give you these little round hash browns, these little round mini hash browns, these little tiny, look like little cookies, little pods or something. These little hash browns, and they give you a lot of them. I mean, if you are trying to stay away from carbs, don't eat Burger King's hash browns, because if you order a medium, that thing is like, my goodness. Like, I went there and got their hash browns and took them home. That's how many of them there are in one of them cups. Like, oh my God. I took them home. I kid you not. I took them hash babies home. Yes, I did. I took them home. And, now today I was in Burger King and I had they call it the, enormous burrito, and it has bacon on it, and it has sausage on it, and it has eggs, and I think it might have tots inside of it. I'm not sure, but I'm telling you, I ate that enormous burrito. I ate the meal for that. I am full. I'm gonna be full for a while, but that thing was delicious. That is better than the 2 burritos that you get at McDonald's. So, and I've had their sausage on a croissant, and that their meat is really soft at Burger King. Their meat is super soft. Their sausage, their ham, all of it, it's really soft. And the croissants are like really done right. The croissants melt in your mouth, so I'm like having a hard time when it comes to steak, egg, and cheese, which I don't try to eat red meat every day. I don't think that's a good idea. But that steak, egg, and cheese, man, take the meat off of, and here's another, this is two things about McDonald's that are fairly new. Take the steak off your bun, or your McMuffin or bagel or whatever at McDonald's, and see what you get. That is real steak, my boy. You can put it under a microscope. That is real steak. That ain't no pod. That ain't no, some pus that they put there and made it look like meat. That's real steak. And you know what else they're doing now? This might be fairly new, because I've never seen this in McDonald's in the past years. But another thing that they're doing at McDonald's that's really a good improvement is they're actually putting real poached eggs on your bun or your McMuffin or your bagel or whatever. They're putting actual poached egg on there. When you bite into it, you can see the egg yolk dripping and all that kind of stuff. Last time I had a steak, egg, and cheese, that little round egg patty is real egg. And you look at it, you say, how you get this round, nice and round like that? Well, you put some eggs together, you fry them, you sizzle them softly, and then you take a cup or a cup cutter and you make it round. You make a patty, and then you finish poaching it. That's the way I would do it. That's the way I would think about doing that. Okay. Now that's Burger King. Burger King is my new thing. Like I'm really beginning to fall in love with Burger King's breakfast. I think their breakfast is better than their lunch. Okay. And dinner, or just breakfast and dinner, however you want to put it. Also, the Baconator. Now, I don't really get into Wendy's breakfast. I think Wendy's and Burger King do the French sticks. I think Burger King's French toast sticks are better than Wendy's. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. You can tell me, whatever. But the Baconator breakfast. Oh my God. Now that is steak, egg, and cheese. That's steak, egg, and cheese. They're competing with McDonald's, and they're doing a good job. The Baconator breakfast, baby. The Baconator breakfast. However, Wendy's is loaded with cholesterol. I mean, that grease is just falling off. Some people love that. I don't mind it for the Baconator. The Baconator, there's one there. So I'm finding out where all these these self-serve car washes are. You say self-serve, your app don't know the difference between a self-serve car wash and an automatic car wash. It don't know the difference. Every time you put in car wash, it's going to send you to the big names. And you go there and you have to get in line and get your car washed by the machine, where you just want to go in there and grab the hose and blow the salt off your car, and all like that. That's all you want to do, but, But anyway, in closing with this part of it, the Baconator breakfast at Wendy's is awesome. I had that last week. Oh. Okay, now the rest of the stuff that they've had for breakfast, I had that years ago. I don't know, a few years ago. I don't know if they've improved or whatever. But that Baconator breakfast, man, that's some serious breakfast there. That's some serious, serious breakfast right there. The rest of the stuff, I don't know. Now, for lunch, you're out here, you're busy, you got to get yourself some lunch, right? Where are you eating at? I eat at Arby's. Arby's is my spot. Arby's. Now I don't know if y'all been getting, y'all been checking out the new Arby's steak and mac and cheese. Oh my God! Stay away. Oh, and these are steak bites, and they're that thick. Okay, they're thick, and they're steak bites, and they're thick, and they come with a bowl of mac and cheese, and you can also order like apple turnover. I always get the apple. I always have to get those apple, and those things are delicious too. They're trying to compete with McDonald's. You know, McDonald's having the apple pies. Well, they done good because this is real crust with real apples inside of it that have been parfait, you know, to your taste. But they have these like apple burritos. That's what they are, apple burritos. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, them things are delicious. And they give you 2 of them in like a little French fry cup. I love it. I forgot to wipe my mirrors off. I got so much junk on my mirror. I gotta wipe. They're nasty. I gotta wipe them off. But Arby's right now, depending on what neighborhood you live in, they're still selling the steak bites with the mac and cheese. Check it out if you live near Arby's. If you like Arby's, check it out. You will like Arby's if you eat them steak bites. I'm telling you. Unless you're not into red meat. Oh my goodness, these steak bites. Oh man, it tastes like you did it yourself at home. I'm telling you. And they are delicious. They're I don't know what kind of season they putting on them bad boys, but man, I love Arby's, period. I love the steak bite thing, which is seasonal, which the season is over. But some people have the steak bites. They got like freezers full of them, like the one I went to in Natrona Heights last night. So they told me, keep coming here because we got a ton of them. We're not getting any more in, but we got enough to last us months. So I don't know where their freezer is, but man, they got a ton of steak bites. So they told me, keep coming back to this one because if you like steak bites, there's plenty to go around. Come and get them and take them. Come get them and order something, take them home. You know, they got a lot. So, oh, I love that. Oh man, I wish that they would make that a part of their regular Arby's menu, because everything is sandwiches, but the steak bites, I know they're testing to see if they want to go somewhere else than just sandwiches. Now, when it comes to red meat, Arby's got us beat, and Arby's sells fish too. And I've had their fish sandwiches. One of them I don't like. Too much green on it, like lettuce and that. The other one I do like. It's kind of spicy, and it just melts in your mouth and it goes down so smoothly. I don't know, but I love me some Arby's. Arby's, like when it comes to eating out in the afternoon or evening, Arby's is my favorite. Arby's is my spot. I love McDonald's too. Now when it comes to eating out in the evening, it's either Arby's or McDonald's. I can do Wendy's. I love Wendy's, but I like their breakfast better than their dinner. It's usually McDonald's or Arby's. And who got these kids over here there should be somebody over there with them. They're kind of small. Somebody need to be over there with them. Somebody will snatch them kids up. They're by themselves. Oh, you know what? I think those are their houses. They're actually climbing over the railing. Okay, I got it. They actually live down in there. You know, how does the Indian people live better than us in our own country? That's another video. But everywhere I look, these Indian people got nice homes and nice neighborhoods everywhere I go. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. Indian people, Arab people, you know, even better than, how does Indian people live better than Asians? when their countries, when Asians come from China and Japan and cute little nations like the Philippines, you know what I'm saying? How are the Indians and Arabs living better than? Okay, I give up. I give up. I give up. No, shut up. Okay, now here is the question of today. And I'm closing. I'm going to get my trips moving here. I got to get moving. Where was it? He's walking. There's a father walking his son to school. Power to you, brother, my man. And I guess this is Upper St. Clair where I'm at. I guess this is all part of Upper St. Clair. See, I've never taken this particular road straight out. But we gonna get out here and see if there's some trips out here. But anyway, here's my question. My final question. Have you ever done an inspection with your rental? And I'm talking to people who are renting Uber and doing this full time. I had an annual inspection, and I was going to take the car and put it in the shop and do a request. Now, Uber did not take out their money that they were supposed to take out this past Wednesday, somewhere between Wednesday and Saturday. They were supposed to take out their fee, my installment, my rental installment. They're supposed to take it out, okay? They didn't. It's still sitting there. It's been sitting there for well over a week. And when I took the car for its inspection, they had my car in there for 3 days. I took it in there on Saturday. They had it Saturday, Sunday, and I got it back Monday night right before they closed. Okay? So they had it in there for 3 days. And they did a complete the inspection. They didn't do the inspection. They said it's too early to do the inspection, but they did. I got the receipt here. They did do the back brakes. They felt that I needed back brakes, so they put them on. And the car really feels different. Okay, I thought it was the front brakes that seemed like they was getting kind of thin, but they said it was the back brakes. Okay, a car is like, I don't know, it feels like I'm driving on air sometimes. They replaced that left tire, and they said the car was making some kind of noise where I didn't notice it was making that noise. I felt that, the motor is kind of loud for a, for a Nissan, whenever I'm like going uphill or I'm picking up speed on the freeway. When I first pick up speed anyway. Now after I've been driving for a while, that sound goes away. After a minute of driving, let's say if I decide to go 70 on the highway, that sound will go away. Oh, now I'm in Castle Shannon or Dormont. Like, man, like these neighborhoods are all intertwined. That's one thing I hate about Pittsburgh is like I'm trying to go somewhere else. I want to go somewhere where I haven't been. Now they got me here in Dormont. Them three lovely ladies. Three lovely Asian ladies. Asian? Was that Asian? Those look like nice. I think those are actual Arab women right there. Arab women have a tendency to have both Asian features more than the men. It's like that in the Philippines too. Like the men look Indian, the women look Asian. And it's like that here. It's, that's called colonization. That's what happens when you colonize these people. Like in the Philippines and The Philippines, Cambodia, Indonesia, the women look Asian, but the men look Indian. But in China and Japan, the more, sovereignty countries, the men and the women look like brothers and sisters, okay? But Arab women, if you look at them, they're really a mixture because of Arab Muslim takeover. They tend to be and I think, I gotta go right. I need to be in the right lane up here, because I've always remembered the left lane will take me back to Dormont. The right lane will actually take me further in the South Hills. Or am I wrong? This looks like this is taking me back into Dormont. Yeah, this is taking me back into Dormont. Okay, I was wrong. That's fine. That's fine. Since I know where this goes, that these neighborhoods just intertwine with each other, I don't care. But anyway, here's my question. My rental was in there for 3 days. And, it's nice out here. Oh, I love it. Let me get in this right lane. I love it out here. Oh, I love it out here. I remember when I first moved into this town, driving up here, I thought Pittsburgh is way, way overrated. Like, you got all this city up here, man. Like, wow. And we're right outside of Pittsburgh. This is, Dormont and South Hills. They have their own boroughs. It's beautiful out here. And I'm telling you, they're loaded with business. There ain't not one building out here that ain't loaded with business. Like, this is all business. All business. Mind your business. It's all business out here. Oh, maybe I am going towards South Hills. Yeah, now it's looking like South. Okay, I am. I did right. I was right the first time. You go right, that's taking you back to South Hills. You go left, it's taking you back to Dormont and Pittsburgh. Okay. Yeah, this is taking me to South Hills. What was I saying? My rental was in there for 3 days. And when I got out there the next day, Uber, Hertz still didn't take out their money. They still didn't take out their money. They did not take out their installment, okay? When I got out of when I got the car out of the shop. And they've done some things to this that I was going to put it in the shop and get done, because I found out that they can actually charge you. If let's say you got bad tires and you keep running on those bad tires, they can actually charge you. Like, I had a tire, I told you about it, so I did a video on it. I had a tire that it kept losing air. It was losing air the day I picked up the rental. The day I picked up the rental, I got in the car, and it said that both these tires in the front needed, they both needed air. Both of them in the front. They were both kind of inflated. I figured, well, they had the rental sitting a while. Hasn't nobody used it in a while. The rental was sitting, so that's why the tires needed air. That's what I thought, okay? But as it started to get colder outside and all like that, the one on my right, the passenger side front tire, it began to lose air like every other day. And I got to the point where I asked Hertz about it, and I put in a request. I went in there. They replaced this tire. I said, well, both these tires. Oh shit. Ooh. What was I thinking? Both these tires need replace. But they only, Hertz only allowed them to replace the one. So now I can go. Good Lord. That dude said, let me go fast, get away from him. But Hertz only allowed them to replace the one. And the other things that I felt that might needed to be done, Hertz put that on the back burner too. The guy felt disappointed at the Pep Boys because he felt that Hertz wasn't letting them do. He found some things in there that needed to be done, and they wouldn't let him do it. But now they let him do it, and that might be why they called me in for an early inspection when it's not time to inspect it yet. They called me in for an early inspection, and they did do the stuff. They put back brakes on. They did something to, there was something rusty in here that I didn't even know about. He fixed that. He did an oil change. You know, so, and the car feels different. I mean, it felt like a good car all the time I was riding it, but now it really feels different. It feels like I'm riding on air, you know, and I can feel the tension in the brakes where they're have more control of the car at this point. But nevertheless, you know, what I want to know is they took a toll out. The toll was, I think it was like under $20 or something that they took out for a toll. It's called Hertz Toll. Now, if you've been out here renting a vehicle, I want to know what that is. It says Hertz Toll, and they give you a number there, and you're allowed to debate the payment. But they didn't take their installment out, so that little bit of money that they took out for a toll. So I don't know. I don't know if they didn't take out their installment because the car was in there for 3 days, or whenever they do an inspection, especially if it's around the time they're supposed to collect their installment. I don't know if it's, oh, they can't collect their installment while the car is being inspected. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. If you know, tell me, because there's no documentation on any of this stuff. They're not going to tell me squat. There's no documentation. There's nobody for me to call and say, hey, what's going on with Hertz? Why they take this toll payment out? How come they haven't taken their installments out? There's nobody to talk to about that. Okay, now I could call probably the gentleman up at Hertz. I get tired of them guys. I get tired of talking to them guys. I get tired of seeing them. I probably could call up there and ask them some stuff. And I could just call up to Hertz. Anything that's Hertz, I could probably call on the phone. Now, I think they also have like a 800 number for Hertz, where you can call like customer service Hertz. Instead of just calling up to like Pep Boys or a Hertz rental place, you can actually call customer service and just ask questions. Unlike Uber, you can't ask Uber squat. And if you ask, you know, that little, what do you call that thing? Your little chat box online, if you ask the app, the help button, if you ask her certain things, she'll get lost. And she'll just say, oh, we'll have somebody call you, which they're never going to call you. They called me one time in history, and it was after 24 hours. Okay, I wasn't expecting them to call, so I put my phone back on Do Not Disturb. They know, you know, I didn't know they were even going to call. They waited 24 whole hours to call me. They say it's 6 to 12 hours, but it's actually 24 or less, or none at all. Okay, you know, they didn't call me, and so that's my other question. Like, how do I get what I need, the information that I need about Uber and anything going on with my account, my Pro card? You know, like I said, I might be able to find a number for Hertz, I'm sure, because they're a local rental company. So I could probably find somebody easy to talk to with Hertz. But Uber, there's nobody to talk to about nothing. And I want to know, if you own a rental, I want to know what is a Hertz toll, and does that have anything to do with the fact that they had my car in there for 3 days and they didn't take out their installment, or is that something totally something else? I need you to talk to me. If you are renting a vehicle for the purpose of doing Uber, talk to me. Get in the comments section and talk to me. I want to know. In Jesus' name. That's all for now. I'm way out here somewhere, and I'm about to put this car, I'm about to put my mode on and do some trips. And that's it. So again, a lot of y'all look at these videos, you really don't have time. Like, I don't see where us Uber drivers have, you know, that are doing this full time, I don't see where we have time to be looking at videos. So I don't blame you if you like think that my video's too long and you just skipping through it and not hearing everything. But answer my question at the end of the video. Answer my goddamn question. Don't make me jump through this phone and go off on you. Okay? I will check my messages, see if you left a message. And I have 4 YouTube channels. So this here channel, I have to keep going back and referring to it. I can't just, you know, and I think I got rid of the emails, the Uber, or not the Uber, the YouTube emails. I don't do that. I don't do that no more. I cut those off because I get too many of them. Now that I got rid of the the YouTube emails, now that I got rid of them, I don't get no email. I don't get no comments at all. You know what I mean? But when I had the emails, they were constantly making comments. I don't know if they can tell somewhere on YouTube that their messages are going to go straight to my email or what, but I got rid of that because they were just filling up my Google account with their emails, and it was driving me nuts. Even though I was enjoying replying to some of them, because some of them are idiots. Okay, so I was enjoying, you know, applying to some of them, or replying, I should say, replying to some of them. Some of them, it's like, huh? Okay, click. I don't know what the heck she talking about. Okay, but that's it, folks. I will check back with you, and if you give me something that I can chew on, something that I can work with, I will. There's Target. Okay, there's a Target out here, and this ain't even South Hills, because there's one in South Hills too. Wow, there's like a Target, 2 Targets, like within a 5-mile radius from each other. Wow. Okay. And that's a you know, Target, man. Target might actually beat Walmart one of these days. How come I never tried to get a job at Target as a stalker? I wonder if they're working as a stalker for Target would be better than working for one at Walmart. Because there is a Target up there in my area. And so next time I'm looking for a job, which I hope I hope I never have to look for a job again. But you know, now since I said that, I'll probably end up looking for a job tomorrow. Okay, but anyway, I would like I would like to know what it'd be like to work for Target as a stalker, because they're like when you have the big Targets, which they're all big, they're all big. I gotta clean these mirrors off, they're nasty. When you work for Target, it seems different. It seems like a much cleaner environment and more laid back. I don't know, but next time I'm out looking for a job, if I'm ever out looking for a job again, I'm going to try Target. I've never applied for Target. I'd like to apply. I'd like to check it out. Other than that, answer my questions. I'll see y'all later. God bless you. Happy New Year. Thanks for stopping by.